One of the most challenging interview questions that job seekers get is, tell me a little bit about one of your weaknesses, or tell me about something you're trying to improve upon. The weakness question is one that stumps many job seekers simply because they're not quite sure to answer. They're stuck between the idea of being honest and sort of waffling the answer. The old mantra for this question was always to turn a negative into a positive, but that really didn't give job seekers a whole lot of good advice. And quite honestly, employers today know that that's kind of an answer that is a bit of a cop out and is really kind of inauthentic. Instead, what is preferred today by employers is that the job seeker do a little bit more of an analysis of him or herself and give a more authentic answer. So I really think your options with the weakness question boil down to two things. First of all, one option could be to do an assessment of yourself and to pick a true weakness that you possess, but maybe one that's not central to the job. So, for example, maybe if you're applying for an office job that really doesn't employ sales or persuasion skills, and that's one of your weaknesses, maybe that's something you could talk about. Or maybe if you're applying for a medical assistant position and you have decent typing skills, but it's something you'd like to improve upon, I think that would be something you could certainly talk about as well. I think it's important that whatever weakness you discuss, you always have a plan for how you're trying to improve it and what you're going to do to make it better. So I think that's important to show that you're a problem solver and not just someone who's going to rest on his or her laurels. The second option for the weakness question, especially if you're a new job seeker, someone just coming out of school or going into a new field, would be to give the answer that one of your weaknesses is that you lack experience in the field. That certainly isn't a very honest answer, and it's something I think you need to address, particularly in light of candidates who maybe have more experience than you. Again, you need to talk about how that's not going to be an issue for you, how you plan to learn quickly, what you plan to do to try to become more experienced and a very good employee nonetheless. Even if you're in the field, if you're going to a new company, another possibility might be to talk about how being new to a company and having to learn the ropes there could also be a bit of a weakness. So those are two options that you might consider for the weakness question. I think the bottom line, though, is that employers are looking for an authentic assessment of what your weaknesses are, not just some waffled answer that is kind of cliched. So be honest, take a true assessment of yourself, and kind of like the strengths question, I think you need to do some soul searching and thought before the interview process begins, so you have the ability to give a good answer.